All right, welcome
Good morning.
to week 13 of What Did Prince Do This Week? April for Tampa was first in the chat. I had another song, but I changed it at the last minute because I needed some energy.
Okay.
So we got Cassandra Bradley. We had a couple of AT aliens early in the chat. Cassandra Bradley being one of them, Stone Freak being the other. Andrea Dances is going to get their hair done.
You can get their hair did.
Yeah, that's so important. And we got Annie watching the musicology tour, which is important because it is the 20th anniversary of musicology.
Annie Christian. Annie Christ.
Welcome, Christina from Minneapolis. And JJ Loves Prince always does their reading because it is Erotic City. It's all about Erotic City today. Thank you so much for getting that started in the chat. We also have Welcome, Love Sexy. And yes, you're on time today. Hi, Lee Christian. Hope you're having a lovely Easter weekend.
Yes.
Thank you for logging in all the way from the UK. We got Detroit in the house. What up, though, Andre? And then we got My Heart, Mila. Back behind on the reading, but that's okay. You can catch up. There hasn't been a lot of reading these past couple of weeks, so you might be able to catch up with quickness. We got more musicology anniversary week love from Man Ray 10. We got Shalimar from Michigan. We got Deja in the house.
Deja.
See, Mila, you're not alone. Lee Christian is also behind on the reading. Some detention from our teacher headed our way. No,
Yeah, what's going on, y'all?
we're going to give you time to make up the reading. We're going to give you some time. And welcome, Christina. Welcome, Nick Felden from Denver. And we have another AT alien in the chat. Kim, welcome, my timekeeper. We got Chi-Town in the house. We got TP. Happy Saturday and happy Easter, Purple Fam. And Dia's back with us. Missed us last week. You're always missed. Thank you so much for being here.
We were asking about you, D. It was like, where D at?
Yes, where's D at? But I know where D is going to be. D is going to be at the symposium. So I'm so excited because D is moderating one of the roundtables. So we're excited that you will be there. And we got Dr. Claw. Yes, we love Dr. Claw. Welcome and Purple Saturday, y'all. We got Evelyn Gilmore.
Claw. I just want to say what's up to Doc Claw, one of my Discord warriors.
Love that. Discord warrior.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I love that D said, and you know this, beyond excited for the symposium. Yay, Purple Cat Confetti is here. We can get started. And I just want to give a shout out to Evelyn Gilmore because Gilmore is my grandmother's maiden name. So it's always great to see the name Gilmore. Yes, the live streams of the symposium will be recorded and uploaded like last time. You are correct, Deja, and the live stream will be off of the Symposium website, which is eroticcity.polishsolid.com, or you can go to the bit.ly link, Erotic City 40. All right. So, and we have Chris Bournaid. Always a pleasure, as well as Ricky. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Yeah. Ricky is here and we can get started. All right. So we got to do our housekeeping. All right. Gilmore from Roanoke, Virginia. Thank you so much for letting us know where you're in from today. And then let's see what Anisha's talking about. Every day feels like a holiday among the purple peeps. I love that. That's powerful. Happy resurrection. Thank you so much. And we got the DMV in the house. Ronald Dagley Jr., thank you so much for your greetings. Oh, nice, Lee Christian. I have to check it out. Typing the symposium on Insta with the reel of my ice cream castles Neapolitan vinyl the other day. That's what's up. That Neapolitan vinyl is like so amazing. It's one of my favorite colored vinyl reissues. We got my alliterative brother in the chat, Blade Brown. Morning. Like,
Blade came in with his morning
yes.
song and dance. You can't sing and dance.
Yes. All right. So let's do our housekeeping with the quickness. This is week 13 of What Did Prince Do This Week? A very slow read of Dwayne Tudall's Prince Studio Sessions book series through an interactive weekly online book club and Saturday Salon, because we're going to really be going in on the Saturday Salon this week. Just a heads up. Echoing the spirit of the Harlem Renaissance. We are here every single, look at you, all early. This is the book.
Put them up.
Put them up. All right. And yes.
You know how they be doing with the money pose with the book?
I don't know about the money pose.
You know, they hold the money like it's a phone. You know
oh, okay. I didn't know they did that.
Book. Well, you're not in that world. You shouldn't be.
I don't know. I have no reference. All right. Okay. Yes.
Do I see Gregory Bell in the chat there? What's up, sir?
All right. Gregory Bell.
Yes, sir.
All right.
We can have Gregory Bell on this show and be very interesting.
Okay.
All right, Greg.
All right. I don't know Gregory, so
a lot of people don't.
Okay. All right. So what did Prince do this week? Week 13. We're going week to week, not date to date. Follow the detailed schedule at our bit.ly link or QR code. You do not need the expanded edition to participate, but the schedule is based on it. And these will be archived on YouTube at Polish Solid as well as at MDean. Please subscribe, like, and help spread the word. We'd really appreciate it because we are committed and we not stopping. So our hashtag is WDPDTW. And if you want to send us anything for the slideshow or information corrections, anything that sort, there's the Gmail that you can contact us at. And our disclaimer, the State of Prince Rogers Nelson is not affiliated, associated, or connected with the What Did Prince Do This Week book club series. It is an independent endeavor. Welcome so much, Prince Malik. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you.
Prince Malik, the chef. What's going on, sir?
All right.
Oh, can I do one thing? Ask people to ask you to send stuff.
Sure.
Can we get people to send, like, if you have pictures of yourself when you went to these shows? I think that'd be kind of cool too.
Yeah.
See how people were dressed when they go to see Prince. I remember going to Purple Rain and seeing how people were dressed. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
They came dressed. Yes. So,
but yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. So you're just kind of doing I was going to talk about this during the salon section when we start talking about the symposium, but I want to give you guys something, since you're here every weekend and you know something that other people don't know. For the first time, what we're going to do for the symposium is we're going to have a fashion contest every single day of the symposium. And the person who wins will win a poster from the symposium, the symposium poster.
Okay.
And we're going to have a very special keynote whom I'm hoping will actually decide on the winner on Saturday. But I'll talk about that later on. 'Cause I don't want to derail and our What Did Prince Do This Week part. So just be aware of that.
Fashion contest.
Fashion contest.
So obviously this is like Prince themed.
Yeah. So every day, so it's going to be like purple. Well, all 3 days you can wear purple, of course, because we're celebrating Purple Rain, and lace, actually, and satin. All those things are part of the Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Fashion style, right? So that's basically what's acceptable every single week. Every single day. But on Friday specifically, because Friday is technically Ice Cream Castle Day, if you wear, yellow, because, the spine of
interesting
is actually yellow. And then this is the Neapolitan vinyl that Lee Christian was just talking about. So on Friday, you can also wear this yellow gold, whatever color you want to call it. And then obviously also on Friday, because we're going to be talking about the tour, you can wear florals because there was a lot of florals, like velvet, floral, all that, as well. Then on Saturdays is pretty much Purple Rain Day. Then on Sunday, it's going to be Apollonia 6 and Sheila E Day. And so
Lord.
for Sheila E,
That's the day I want to see.
the colors will be, you can wear teal because, we got the teal and the teal is fine. And then for Apollonia 6, it's going to be, it's like a magenta. So like if you wear a magenta, if you want to represent Apollonia 6, teal if you want to represent Sheila E, and then obviously again, purple, lace, velvet, satin, all 3 days for the Purple Rain people. So I'm super excited about it.
Not mad at that.
Yeah. So I hope that, I love this day.
Deja, only if you do. How about that?
I have a strange feeling that C. Lee will be participating because C. Lee is, he's a fashionista.
Yes, he
so yes. All right. And
wear one of my old pastor suits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I love Blake Brown saying, fellas, get you some baggies.
Lord.
We got to have some baggies and Stacey Adams.
Lord.
Wouldn't that, why you
That'd be dope. I mean, it'd just be funny.
I think it would be pretty cool.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna be looking.
Okay. All right. And then we got Theo here with us. And let's see. There's so many.
I would come as Billy though. If I was gonna do it.
Okay, so if you want to come as Billy, there's track suits. Yeah. And then you gotta have the big old glasses.
And the hair.
And the hair.
And you just gotta walk into the symposium. How they want to have somebody be more okay, but
Yo, yes. And I love this from Kyle. Get them cufflinks ready. Yes. I love this. JJ loves Princess. Break out that aqua net. I forgot. Yes, there's also like the fishnet stockings and whatnot.
Or I would come in as Morris getting ready for the First Avenue. So with the thing on, with the short, you know what I'm saying? Was he vacuuming?
He was vacuuming. That's my favorite scene. That is probably my next to the What's the Password scene. That scene of him vacuuming is my favorite Morris scene from Purple Rain, without a doubt. Yeah. So, all right. So Awaken Soul Vibes is telling us to go listen to Beyonce's song Bodyguard from Cowboy Carter. I haven't listened to anything from this album yet, except for those 2 singles. And Awaken Soul Vibes is saying it sounds like Prince and the Revolution laced with Tina Turner. That is a good argument for me to go check it out. Thank you.
Only Prince fans. I hear Prince in that.
Wait, I'm sure. I'll take that recommendation. And
I've heard maybe half of the album. It's good.
Is it? I'm sure it is. I really love the two singles that she put out pre-album. I love this comment from Blade Brown. Better schedule that Al Sharpton perm the day before.
Well, yeah, or the implants because they ain't got no. them Jerry curl done ruined all that. That's gone.
And then Nick Felden is asking, what are baggies?
Really? Okay.
Baggies are like pants that have pleats in the front that are very they're like dress pants, but they're not slim and trim like folks like to wear pants nowadays. They have like room up at the top because of these pleats and stuff. If you look at any of the albums, like the Morris wears. Yeah, the pants that Morris wears, and then Stacey Adams are the shoes that Morris wears. They're usually, well, not all of them, but some of them are black and white, kind of. like dress shoes.
Baggies. What? I'm trying to remember what they say in the song. It said something about baggies. Baggies. Some Rollo or something crazy. They was talking crazy.
Oh yeah. I didn't know what they meant by, is it Rolo?
Oh, well, never mind.
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Well, they mean the male.
Oh, see, I never knew that. See, I'm today years old.
Wow.
And
You
because
learning about baggies and we learning about Rollo.
I don't know. It took me 10 years to figure out what Trojans were about. I thought he was talking about horses for a little bit. I don't pay attention. You know me. I'm
Ronald in the chat. It said Rollo needs his freedom. That's what.
That's right. That's right.
You always thought. What did you think it was when he's talking about baggies and he said Rollo needs his freedom?
I thought there was like some candy back then. I can't remember. I think it was called Rolo.
I think you're right.
And
so he's like, he needs his candy, he needs freedom in his pants. That makes sense. When we're kids, we do that. We're like,
yeah, I'm a kid. Like
logic works.
I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah.
Rollo needs his freedom.
Yes, I love this comment from Blade Brown. We definitely got an alternative education from Prince lyrics, except Blade Brown, I did not get that education because
there were some songs I didn't know what the heck he was talking about until way later. I'm like, whoa, okay.
Oh, see, Prince Malik is saying it's from Sanford and Son, which is a positive. I'm with Prince Malik.
Prince Malik, stop it. But I like that. I mean,
plausible.
Yeah, that's what I would tell. That's what I would tell. If I'm a gentleman, which I am, I would say, yeah.
Well, it's obvious that Prince loved Sanford and Son because of the Aunt Esther fans.
Okay, right.
Speaking of the fans are ordered and they're on the way. So we're gonna have some fans on Saturday for the What Did Prince Do This Week in person. Yes.
Yes, Lord.
So I'm very excited. So you will know first that there are fans coming for Saturday. So you definitely want to be there for the in-person What Did Prince Do This Week? Exactly. Hold it, Fred.
Stone Freak thought it was Ronald Reagan. Hilarious. I guess this is okay, Tammy. Okay, now.
Good afternoon, Tammy. I hope you're well. I can't wait to see you for the symposium. Oh my God. These are some great comments in the chat. Yes. I know that, but I always do things Prince doesn't like. Like I celebrated his birthday when he was alive. I still do. I think his birthday is important. So I don't necessarily do everything that Prince wants us to do, unfortunately. I love this. Like, watch it. We need to get some of those sound clips, actually, from Sanford and Son. That would be amazing. All right. So I'm super excited as well, Tammy. Thank you so much. I don't know if you were here when I actually announced that we're going to have a fashion contest every single day. So we'll talk about that again. Yeah.
And I know Tammy will go beautiful with that. So
yeah. So I can't wait to see what Tammy's going to be wearing.
Yeah.
Because Tammy is an amazing stylist. So all right. Okay. So this is basically the 20th anniversary this week. Good morning, Lunch with Prince. Thank you for being here. Awesome.
How are you doing?
Yes, I'm so happy that you're going to be watching the live stream from Seattle. Really appreciate that.
What's up, Theo? I didn't know you were in Seattle. What's up?
And if you didn't know, Michael's in Seattle. So FYI. And then we got Raymond in the house. Good morning. I'm so happy doing the house quake. All right. So this is the 20th anniversary of musicology. Paisley Park is putting on a special event. If you can't get to Paisley Park, obviously do the next best thing. Put on your best, musicology show that you like, or listen to the album, or do both, because musicology is a really amazing album. And even more, I really loved the musicology tour, because Prince really had that guitar set, and I was so used to like piano sets within the tours. So like having him do like that guitar and an acoustic guitar set was my favorite part of the musicology tour, and it was so amazing. Also, this was the second show that me and my mom went to together.
Oh,
Prince show. Like, she took me to Purple Rain, and then this was her second Prince concert, musicology, and also my sister came with us, because my sister wasn't was my sister born? Yeah, I guess my sister was like 2 years old when Purple Rain came out, but obviously she didn't come to the show. But I saw the musicology show in Atlanta, and it was like really, really amazing. So it's one of, I think, Prince's best tours. Obviously, you should remember, if you went to the tour, that you got a copy of the musicology CD as part of the ticket price. And I thought that was absolutely ingenious to do that. So yeah. Oh wow. Prince Malik is saying my 78-year-old cousin went to the musicology tour.
man,
That
nice.
is amazing.
I hope
Yes.
I'm 78 still going to tours, young folks shows.
Yeah. You got to. I actually, one of my family friends actually got their first tattoo on their neck at 70.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was like, that's goals. Like, just to have that
Right.
sense of, like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this, so
Hmm.
I love that.
Got it on their neck.
Yes.
I guess at 78, you could give,
Yes.
you just put it right here. I'm not.
So I was like, okay. So she automatically became one of my sheroes, because I was like, that's something to do. All right. So I pulled
Just
this
a
up.
random question for you, Deandra.
Sure.
Do you have a tattoo?
Actually, I don't. And that's really so
I don't either, actually.
I don't have a tattoo, mostly because I don't think my mom would approve of me having a tattoo. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just, and also I was, my grandmother, even though my grandmother still isn't here, but if I was going to get a tattoo, it was going to be words, because I've thought about getting a tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
And I kid you not, if I was like that 70-year-old woman, I would literally get "It's dark and hell is hot" on my knuckles, because it's like,
Wow.
DMX album. I don't know. I've always
Lord, I would have never expected that. A gangster? What?
yes.
Lord,
Obviously, I wouldn't do that, but if I was someone
other
else,
Deandra.
no. But actually, but seriously, even though I was like, I would love to do that. Same way, we had a different conversation that I won't bring up again, because people might think that I'm a little crazy. But we've talked about one of my childhood fantasies of my job. I don't know if you remember what that was, but
Hey, that's not self snitching. I'm just giving you a good little warning. You don't.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But actually, Michael, the tattoo I would want to get for a long time, the tattoo I wanted to get, like on my arm, was it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be. That was the.
Oh,
But
okay.
now, if I was going to get one, I would probably get the "Everything You Think Is True."
Okay.
That's probably what it would be.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Where would you get it?
On my
Would you?
arm. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, on my arm. Like, because I would want it somewhere to see, where I can
gotcha.
see it. Actually, this at the Symposium, Chris Aguilar Garcia. Have you
Mhm.
ever met him?
I don't think
Well,
so.
anyway, he's coming to the Symposium, and he has all of the characters from the Around the World in a Day tattooed on his arm. It's my favorite
Wow.
tattoo I've ever seen.
I want to see.
And he actually just added some stuff, because I saw him in California, and he showed me all the stuff that he's added. But he has like all the characters from the Around the World in a Day tattooed
Wow. That's
on his arm.
okay. I never
Beautiful.
even thought about that. That's kind of dope.
It's
Okay.
real dope. So you got to, you got to ask him, and I'll introduce you to him so he can show you his
Yeah.
tattoo. It's just on his arm, and it's really cool.
Nice, nice. All right. And,
Yeah.
and Deja says no tramp stamp, so got it.
Yes.
Lord.
So, but I have a cousin who has like a cross in her wrist, which I've always thought like, okay, that's pretty special because I know that it supposedly really hurts in that area. And
Uh,
getting a tattoo. So I like tattoos. I just don't have one.
I'm with you for all the same reasons. But now, like my daughter has a couple of tattoos. I'm like, maybe I should get something. And Troy Gua, he's got
Yeah.
some tattoos.
Yeah. One of my favorite cousin, and actually probably my favorite person on earth, got a tattoo on his 18th birthday, and it's pretty amazing tattoo. So I don't know. I like tattoos. So, but I probably won't ever get one. I'll probably die with that one. I'll be okay with that.
My last tattoo comment is when I'm 78, I'm gonna get Lake Minnetonka scene on my back. So,
Like the full.
you have to really know me to see that, but that's what I'm getting. I guess how would I see like this on my back? But
Yeah.
anyway,
It's okay. You started it, Michael.
I'm gonna end it.
Okay. All right. So the song that we were playing is Easy Does It. Again, I switched it up. I was going to play Cape Horn today, but it was just a little too soft. So I had to bring some energy in today. And this song was composed by Prince and Eric Leeds. This song was composed by Prince and Eric Leeds. And Eric Leeds is on the flute, tenor saxophone, piano, synthesizers, and Atlanta Bliss was on the trumpets, Prince was on the guitars, and Larry Frantangelo was on the timbales, conga, and clave mixed, and it was mixed by Eric Leeds. Big Sexy was saying, I got one after I graduated college.
What's up? What's up, Big Sexy?
And then we got Purple Cat Confetti's niece has wings on her back when she was 18.
Okay.
And Hoffler P. Williams says, do a tattoo of your podcast on your arm.
I've thought about doing like work it like a job or something, but
that would be a good one. Work it like a job. And then JJ Loves Prince says they are addicting, and I have 3 so far.
I'm dumb. That would be a cold tramp stamp tattoo. Work it like a job. Anyway,
one more. My Mr. Oshun first tattoo ever was the symbol on my shoulder on June 7th, 1977.
Wow. Okay.
All right. And I missed this. Sorry, Christina. I danced on stage with Prince for the Musicology Tour Chicago and saw him first time. That's amazing. Ooh, love this. This is one of my favorite symbols. It's the yes from Love Sexy. So Blade Brown, you've always been one of my favorites just because of your name. You have a alliterative name, but now that I know that you have a even more so, that's so amazing. I think it's really fantastic. It was created by the designer Margot Chase. May she rest in peace. All right. And Stone Freak is saying, I have 7. All right. Oh, and Prince Malik is saying, I have 13.
Oh, damn.
So, oh, yes, D. I'm with you. Closest I got was them fake tattoos or were a prize in Cracker Jacks.
Hilarious.
Wear those all day, every day. Yes, D.
Jacks.
Yes.
That's old school.
Very old school. I didn't even like Cracker Jacks. I just get it for the.
Do they even sell that anymore? Cracker Jacks?
I don't think they do.
Wow,
but
Cracker Jacks and give me one of them Pop Rocks while you're over there.
Yes. All right. So I got to give many thanks to I am SOXAAIAD because I don't know how to pronounce that. They reached out to me and said that an On Time Moore's Day has a conversation with Ghost Prince. That's what I call the prince in this book. So Ghost Prince says, all in good fun. You got to keep your humor, Morris. You got to remember that when I did Pop Life, it was a cautionary tale. I was talking about you because I cared. Then Morris responds, I heard that. I knew that I was that character in Pop Life snorting up his nose. I knew you wanted to help me. I also knew a song was your only way of getting a message across. You weren't about to call me. And if you want to read that for yourself, and if you have your copies of On Time, it's on page 108. So, oh, wow. So Prince Malik is saying they still sell Cracker Jack. That's good to know.
Cracker Jack is a code name.
Yes. And I love Kim's
I don't know if
comment.
they'll make it these days. Somebody might say, no, you can't say that.
And Kim is saying not the spit applied Cracker Jack tattoo, and that is correct.
That's kind of,
And Mira says, I pondered, did Prince have tattoos? And then Sandra is here. Welcome. All right. So I just thought this was, I read this, but I totally forgot. So I wanted to give thanks for bringing that back up. So let's get into week 13 of What Did Prince Do This Week? And we have one new song this week, which is one of the best songs of all time. And there's also one studio visit total. And on Sunday, Erotic City was recorded with the one and only Sheila E. Then on Monday, we have Apollonia compilation. And then on Wednesday, we have the album compilation of Sheila E. And then on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we have vocals and percussion by Sheila E. So based on what I read in Dwayne's book and how I interpreted it is that Prince had did all the recordings of the songs. And as you know, we have the Glamorous Life on the originals, as well as New Rendezvous for that matter, on originals. And then I think starting that Thursday, Sheila E came in and put down her own vocals and added her percussion and whatnot for the next 3 days. So that's what happened this week. And sorry, the epic song of the week is Erotic City. And I had to pull out my vinyl because I wasn't going to pull it out. And I realized like, I'm taking this for granted. Like this was such an important 12-inch because it had Erotic City on it. And I remember listening to Erotic City for the first time. Obviously, we all love our B-sides. And it's so amazing that this was like 7 minutes and 24 seconds. I think it's one of Prince's most signature songs. It still brings people on the, to the dance floor. It's just a song that never ever gets old.
You know what that song, and I agree with everything you said. That song to me is one of the last songs I would say of Black famous Prince. It was just, Purple Rain just came out. That single popped off, Let's Go Crazy. And to me, Erotic City reminds me of like 1999 and earlier Prince in terms of like, in the neighborhood, that's what we was playing. That's what you would be hearing. And you would hear it nowhere else. And to me, Erotic City still had that kind of vibe where it was, this is something that was, we was up on and we would jam before it went mainstream. Because then after that, every song everybody knew. But I just feel like that just had the last of that kind of, this era Prince, of what Prince meant at that time, or just the year prior to his fans before it went mainstream. But on top of that, the song is ridiculous. To me, it's just, like I say, it's one of those songs that it's in the same mode of 1999, the time, just that style, but it was elevated to the next level. And, it could have easily had been the first single on Controversy or when, it just would have fit that type of mold. But I love that song. Yeah. As Theo said, what a way to close that era. I agree.
Yeah, definitely. And Deja, so Prince actually performed Erotic City a lot on the Love Sexy tour. Very short. I wish it was longer during the Love Sexy tour. And so Sheila was there on the Love Sexy tour. And let's see, Christina's saying I worked in a record store at the time and it was a hot seller, especially because that was the only way to hear Erotic City. Yes. And then I love this comment from Kim. Erotic City is the A-list of B-sides. Whole lot of play on K104. All right. And DFW. I don't know what does DFW stand for. I'm acronym illiterate, Kim. Let us know. My apologies. And let's see. Blake Brown said, my grandma had that single, well used to when we're going through her collection. The actual sleeve was replaced with a Jermaine Jackson record. That's interesting. Maybe
Jermaine was the man back then. You know,
but also, I wonder, Blade, if your grandma was trying to hide Erotic City. Because like in the accompanying playlist, I have a short clip of Sheila E talking to Andrea Swinson specifically about Erotic City. And she said that she told Prince in the studio that she did not want to sing F-U-C-K. And so she was going to sing funk. And she said, that's what I'm singing. That's what she said. I'm singing funk. Okay. So yeah, but I do know, like, at least in Atlanta, where I was at the time, they actually played Erotic City on the air back then. Like,
oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah, exactly. JJ loves Prince. There was the added convo about whether they were saying one or the other. That's for sure. Yes, it's definitely in the Love Sexy show. And then I like Chris Bournet saying Erotic City was played on local Black radio in Columbus with the F muted. All right.
Let me just ask this question, and I'm playing a song like that on the radio, though. I'm not gonna say shit. Well, I don't know. Should they have been playing that on the radio? Unless they can mute it. But even if you mute it, you know exactly what it's the intention of it to say.
Yeah.
But that was that raw Prince, like, you know,
Yeah.
he was going to push the boundaries dramatically. But I'm just curious, what do you think about that being played on the radio now at who you are today?
Oh, like now or back then? Like, should they?
Well, no, back then, like now that you're a little older.
Yeah, I think they should have, to be honest, because I always heard it as F-U-N-K. And it might be because like I was really listening at Sheila because I love Sheila's tone singing with Prince. So my focus in her, with Erotic City, because Prince was manipulating his voice, like pre-Camille style, that my focus was really Sheila's delivery because I just thought, I don't know, I love Sheila's tone and I love her tone with Prince when she sings with Prince. So I was really paying attention to her. So I always thought it was F-U-N-K and funk. And I don't know. I think it was fine because I'm sure most people thought it was funk. Like some people think that controversy is count your blessings. Like people hear that count your blessings.
I heard that before.
Yeah. Several people have told me that either they or their grandmothers would say count your blessings for controversy.
Okay. I heard some wild things that people thought he was saying in controversy, but I never heard that one. That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blessings.
Yes.
Hilarious.
And so let's see. Nick is saying 10 years after Erotic City was released, it had a resurgence. I did hear the F word being played on the radio. Yeah, I personally, I don't know. Oh, but okay. Krista is proving me wrong. Krista says I never
thought it was funk either.
Huh? Really?
I thought that was part of the not a well, oh, they're saying that like that's that Prince, man. He'd be wild.
Yeah. And then Manray is saying I was always amused at how Prince got over on New York radio with singing I Ain't Just for Kicks right smack in the middle of the door. Yeah. So all right. So let's get our reading on. So let's read about Erotic City. And we want to go to page 300. And do you want me to do the reading or do you want to do the reading, Michael?
You got it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sunday, March 25th, 1984, Erotic City listed as Electric City. Now that's interesting. I'm glad that it was Erotic City. Electric City almost sounds like electricity, which it's something Prince would do. So Sunset Sound Studio 3, 5 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Booked, locked out. Producer Prince, artist Prince, engineer Prince, assistant engineer Peggy McCreary. And this is our quote from Prince. One time, George Clinton sent me a tape and says, "You pee on it and send it back to me, and I'll pee on it, and then we'll see what we got." I went to see him at the Beverly Theater, and it was frightening. 14 people singing knee deep in unison. That night, I went to the studio and recorded Erotic City.
Yeah.
All right. And this is Dwayne. The truth about Prince's statement hasn't been verified, but George Clinton's influence on Erotic City is impossible to deny. It is dirty, sexy, and layered with fat, greasy funk. It is also very likely that Prince was inspired by White Horse by Laid Back, which was released in 1983. Do you remember White Horse?
Was it the White Horse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was all over the radio back
Yeah.
in 83. Like, you couldn't turn on the radio without listening to White Horse. I'm gonna add that to the accompanying playlist, because if you haven't heard it, you gotta hear it. As he often did, Prince started the song with an Lynn LM1 drum track and built it up from there, guitar, bass, and then his vocals, which were processed to change the pitch. And again, I think, isn't this the first song where he did that? Where he
You know, I
changed?
think you might be right. Yeah. At
Can
least in
someone,
terms of how it were released.
yeah,
I believe it was.
like in terms of what's been released, can someone confirm or deny that in the chat? Lyrically, Prince revisited the idea of the dawn, and he also borrowed a phrase from Apollonian Six's Sex Shooter, changing "come on boy, let's make some time" to "maybe we can make some time." But Prince had another protege in mind for this duet, so he asked McCreary to invite Sheila E down to the studio. And I'm going to skip the quote so you can read that, so you have something to read. And this is Jill talking. Peggy was probably the most professional in that she kept a really nice arm's length. She never ran out and said, "Oh, you know that you just missed the last girl." Laughs. And then this is Sheila. I walked in to find sweet smelling candles burning and the whole place impeccably clean as usual. Sheila described in her 2014 autobiography. Prince had set up the studio like a living room, all comfortable and cozy, as if it were at home. It might as well have been. If he wasn't playing live, he was in that studio, so it was home. Love that point. She continued, and this is Sheila. I went in to play and I didn't see anything. I just saw Mike and said, "Where's the gear?" And he said, "We don't need any. You're going to sing with me." And I said, "I don't like to sing." He said, "You've been doing this for a long time. You sing behind everyone. Just do it with me." Sheila's vocals were added to tracks 14 and 15 of the song. It was customary for Prince to record two sets of vocals, often adding reverb to one of them and keeping one of them dry, or at least with a lot less reverb. For the second time this spring, Prince sang a duet, which may reveal how open he was to the idea of collaboration, the previous duet being "Take Me With You" with Apollonia, at least on his terms, which meant his collaborators added what he told them to add to a track. He asked her to sing "We Can F Until the Dawn, Making Love Till Cherry's Gone," but she balked. There were some words in the song that I thought, I can't say that, so I didn't. He said it, I didn't say it, so he kind of ducked the mix. So it made it sound like maybe you did hear it, maybe you didn't hear it, but I didn't say it. That's Sheila. McCreary remembers Sheila's first time behind the mic. He pushed people, maybe he saw talent in people that they really didn't see themselves, and he pushed them to do things. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read the rest of this. So we had talked in a previous episode. I'm going to not the rest of this paragraph. Sheila had already recorded albums with her father. We talked about this earlier this year or late last year. She recorded two albums in the 70s on Fantasy Records. One was called Happy Together with her father, Pete Escovedo, and the other being Solo 2. So Sheila had already been singing co-lead like with her father since the 70s. So I just want everyone to know that this isn't Sheila's first time in a studio recording vocals. And as was previously stated, she had already also been singing background vocals on others like jazz and things of that nature. So This is Sheila. People still comment on how sexy I sound on that song, which always makes me laugh because if you had been in the studio with Prince that night, you'd sound sexy too. Okay.
Okay.
Um, Afterward, Prince discussed his plans for an album with Sheila. Prince asked, "Why don't you do your own album?" And I said, "Nah, why not? I don't want to. Don't you think you have been playing behind other people long enough?" But I like it. That's Sheila. "I'm telling you that you need to be out on your own. You can sing, you can play." I never wanted to sing until Prince asked me to. Lionel Richie had asked me to sing Endless Love on tour. I said, "You're crazy. I'm not going to do it." I get kind of scared when I hear my voice. When Prince asked me, though, I just had a feeling that he knew what he was talking about. The
Mm.
entire session, and I'm so happy that he convinced her. The entire session was completed in 5.5 hours, another testament to his talent and the speed in which he was recording. Erotic City took 5.5 hours. Erotic City was the first song I recorded with Prince, Sheila reflected in 1995 on an AOL live chat. And at that time, the person that I was not embarrassed, but I am now.
Mm.
Status. Today's version of Erotic City, 7 minutes and 21 seconds, was released as the B-side for Let's Go Crazy and edited 3 minutes and 55 seconds for the 7-inch single release. Other alternate mixes, 6 minutes and 45 seconds and 6 minutes and 52 seconds remain unreleased, which is fine with me because they are less than the 7 minutes and 21 seconds. It seems like we got the full Erotic City. At least I hope we did. Prince eventually added samples of Erotic City to 2 remixes of Party Man in 1989. All right. According to P-Funk trombonist and eventual Prince band member Greg Boyer, we met briefly at a P-Funk concert in 83. It was the night we recorded P-Funk live at the Beverly Theater. He came to check us out a few times over the years, and a couple of times also when I was playing with Maceo. Because the P-Funk concert was taped on April 23rd and 24th, 1983, a year before Erotic City was recorded, it is likely that Prince was either incorrect, attended a different show during March 1984, or embellished the story. So,
Quite possible. We're not computers, so.
yeah. All right. So yes, Christina, I wholeheartedly believe that I agree with you. Sheila is a great singer. I love her tone. Prince was right about her talent. And Modern Era said, my favorite part of Rock City, of which actually I just skipped to, is the very ending.
Hmm.
Okay. I do that with certain songs. And let's see. Yes, Deja, I love this. Sheila's already that girl. I like her voice. It's very simple and smooth. Love that smooth. Oh, wow. Greg Boyer is Prince Malik's cousin. That's so cool.
Nice.
And yes, I love this comment from Lisa L. Prince specialty, bringing the best of others out. Yes.
George Duke.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's go on to our next. Sorry. I sometimes I forget how to use StreamYard sometimes. So again, this like small snippet of Sheila talking about recording Erotic City is in the accompanying playlist for the week on YouTube. And then we're going to go now to pages 303 to 304 to talk about an album compilation. Michael Dean, can you do the honors? 303.
All right, that's good. All right, Monday, March 26, 1984. Focus.
Yeah, you're blurry. There you go.
All right. Purple Rain album compiled again. Same track listing, different order. Let's Go Crazy, The Beautiful Ones, Computer Blue, Darling Nikki, When Doves Cry, I Would Die for You, Baby I'm a Star, Purple Rain, Sunset Sound Studio, 1:30 p.m., 3:30 p.m. Book Locked Out, producer Prince, artist Prince, engineer Peggy Mac McQuarrie. This is a quote from Susan Rogers. He always regarded albums as having a kernel or a core. For lesser artists, you might consider 2 or 3 songs as the heart of the album, and then everything else is really just filler. But for him, 5 or 6 songs could be the seeds, the core of the record, and from which Okay, from how much I heard him rehearse these things, he knew that Beautiful Ones, Purple Rain, Computer Blue, those songs are representative of the record to him, Susan Rogers. Prince working very hard to keep Purple Rain as focused as possible. So I'm sorry, Prince was working very hard to keep Purple Rain as focused as possible. His previous album, 1999, was a 2-disc set, and there was little interest in doing that again. We hated the idea of a double album, explains Bob Caballo. It was never a great idea. As with many compilation sessions, this one probably didn't include Prince, but he had decided the structure, and Peggy McCurry's job was to assemble it according to his wishes. Unlike the compilation sessions from March 23rd, there were no music edits scheduled, so McCreary spent 2 hours reorganizing and copying the tracks to 6 C90 cassettes. The order is now locked, except for Take Me With You, which was still on the Apollonia 6 album. And just to throw in a note, when they say they're making these cassette tapes back then, they're doing that stuff in real time. Wouldn't know, you know, add the track over, so they had to let it play the length of the songs and sit there and do it. So salute to Peggy. There you go.
Yeah. So we're almost to the final configuration of When Doves Cry. I do think that March 23rd compilation is an interesting one. So last week in the slideshow, I put the songs in the order of that particular compilation. And we're going to move on to our next bit here, starting on page 304, where we're going to talk about the Glamorous Life compilation, because Prince is like, let's wrap these things up, like get it done. So Wednesday, March 28th, 1984, the Glamorous Life album compiled the Belle of St. Mark, Short Berry Straw Cake, Noon Rendezvous, Oliver's House, Next Time Wipe the Lipstick Off Your Collar, The Glamorous Life, Sunset Sound Studio 3, 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., booked, locked out, producer Sheila E. and Star Company listed for the first time, artist Sheila E., engineer Peggy Matt McCreary. Quote from Sheila E., he said, "I can make it happen for you if you want to do a record." I said, "Just like that?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, let's do a record then." Isn't that incredible? Like, it's just like, you want a record? Like Oprah, you get a car, you
Right.
want a record. In January, Prince compiled an early version of Ice Cream Castle by the time, and by the end of February, he had done the same thing for Apollonia 6. Prince closed out March by compiling an album for his protege, Sheila E. 3 new albums in 3 months. Okay, I'm going to say something really I personally don't consider Sheila E. a protege, just because Sheila had a career prior to Prince, but that's just me. 3 new albums in 3 months is an amazing pace, especially considering almost every track was written and recorded without a full band and rehearsals. Now that Prince had Sheila interested in a solo album, he had the songs that best suited her voice and style assembled for a demo tape for her to learn. Many of them didn't contain Sheila's drums yet, but these were the songs that would eventually become her album, The Glamorous Life. Sheila says, "I think we influenced each other." Sheila explained to Time Magazine in 2014. I'm not going to read that, so you have something to read on your own. Now, thinking about what was just read, this is really interesting to think about how did Prince select the songs, for Sheila's project? Like, why did he select certain songs? And I just find that very, very fascinating. And we talked about The Glamorous Life earlier and how that could have been earmarked for many different people other than Sheila at the time. And so I do think it was kind of destiny that Sheila got Glamorous Life, even though I don't think it was written for her originally, because it is like her signature piece. Like, she cannot do a concert without performing The Glamorous Life. And to be honest, every single time I've seen Sheila perform that song live, it's just like I get goosebumps. Like it's just like because she usually does like a timbale solo or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When I hear the song on the radio, I don't turn past it. It's just like an amazing song, just like Erotic City. Like Erotic City is just, a really amazing song. So I'm
Looking.
just
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just curious, like, how did he select these songs for Sheila? These particular songs.
Yeah, looking at these songs like this, it really looks like it's structured like a Time album. You know,
Mm.
3 songs per side. A lot of these songs are the long jam sort of style. Uh, I love that he obviously just had a entire vision for this project and what Sheila E was supposed to be. The same way like he had a straight vision for the time. Like, okay, he's gonna be this. And Sheila E is like another one of his master works of like, okay, protege or whatever offshoot groups. I'm gonna do everything and 6 songs that are banging the way it's structured. This you can't lose. Like when Prince is locked in like this, like you said, Glamorous Life, that is a classic pop song, period. Like no matter what. Uh, but and it crosses into you know, um, with the percussion and the Latin influence that just was never in Prince's music that heavy before.
Mhm.
So she has that thing, and she's beautiful. She can play for real, for real. She done been with some of the biggest cats in the game already at this point. Um, Not even knowing at that time, like she was on Off the Wall and all of these sort of monumental albums. So yeah, Prince did his thing with Sheila E. Like she could have worked with anybody, to be quite honest, but he had a vision for it, man. He executed it. I mean, that's her career. And my like Sheila
Her
E.
solo
Glamorous
career,
Life.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. And
yeah.
but like I said earlier, I really love. I mean, everyone should probably know that my favorite Prince tour was and
Mm,
predominantly because Sheila was the drummer, but then also because Sheila was singing backgrounds and all of that. I wish I could have seen the Sound of Times tour, but obviously he didn't tour the States. So I'm jealous of everyone who was able to see that overseas. And I really wish that they would have gone on one more tour to do like a
mm.
trilogy, like that whole thing. That's like one of my regrets.
Did she? I don't know if she was on the whole was she on the musicology? I don't know if it was the entire thing, but
I don't know if she was she on this. I know she was
it
with the
was
Welcome
one of
to
them.
America. She
Maybe
she
that's what
opened
okay.
she opened on one of the ones I saw. I saw 4 Welcome to America shows, and I can't remember which one that. But she would also come out within Welcome to America as well, and it was a beautiful thing because like when I first saw her come out for Welcome to America, they hadn't been like touring together in a while, and I didn't know she was going to be there, and I just lost it. I was like, "Oh my god, she looked amazing. She played amazing." So I want to say it was at the Jersey show that I saw, but I could be wrong. I have to check Prince Fault to help me with my memory because it's so bad sometimes. All
Yeah.
right.
Sheila was sorry,
Oh,
Sheila, like I say, if you think about Sheila E. and Prince, they probably have one of the longest collaborative relationships than anybody in his camp, if I'm not mistaken. I mean,
well,
uh,
it's probably Morris Hayes, probably being maybe the longest,
like
but definitely
possibly. But
it's.
even like Sheila, like you can see her at some of the concerts for like the 2010 show, the album, uh,
Mhm,
maybe even beyond that. But if you thinking like she started with him in what 83 or 84, or something,
mhm.
it's crazy.
It is crazy, and I'm really glad that they continue their musical partnership because it's magic when they're together. There's this one photo, I wish I could find it real quick, of Prince and Sheila. Like Prince is like playing the congas or something, and Sheila is behind him, like hugging him, and they're just smiling like
Hmm.
there's no place they want to be. Like it's one of the best photos I've ever seen. Every time I see it, just puts a smile on my face because it just seems like they belong together musically because they just made magic whenever they were together. All right, so I'm going to read the rest of this chapter. Sheila attended the 2-hour session, although it is unclear whether Prince was in the studio for the compilation. 6 cassettes were created, probably for Warner Brother executives, Prince, Sheila, and the Warner Brothers Vault. For the first time, the work order listed Sheila E. as the artist, and taking a cue from Prince's anonymous work with the Time, the producers were listed as Sheila E. and the Star Company. And it's the Star Company is also on, of course, I don't have, hold on one second, take it out. If you look, you can see Sheila E. and the Star Company. You see that star? There you go. Jamie Starr still in full effect in 1984, which I love. And status. Sheila E.'s album, The Glamorous Life, contained all the tracks that were compiled during the session. The album was fast-tracked and released on June 4th, 1984. That's very fast. I can imagine, because like back then things went slower. So to go from March to June release, it's kind of insane. Before any, let me read this slowly, before any of the other albums Prince had created during the spring. So The Glamorous Life was the one first out over the Time, over Apollonia 6. And the album was certified gold, peaking at number 28 on the Billboard Top 200 chart. Sheila was nominated for 2 American Music Awards for Favorite Soul/R&B Female Artist and Favorite Soul/R&B Female Video Artist, as well as 2 Grammy Awards for Best Pop Vocal Performance and Best New Artist. This was an amazing accomplishment, considering many of these tracks were originally recorded without a fully realized concept in place. Now, I really wish no one will know this, but it would be kind of interesting to hear from Prince. Like, when did he start thinking about Sheila as a solo act? And then when he was compiling these songs, like, when did that happen? Like, did this happen like a week before, or, you know what I mean? Like, when did he decide that these 6 songs, and I love, Michael, that you pointed out, this is so much the Times template, which is the template that I loved. I love the 3-3, 3 on A side, 3 on B side. So this is really, really, really interesting. All right. So we have one more thing to read. Did you want to say something, Michael?
No.
Okay. So do you mind reading the last, our last section here? It's just one page, page 306.
306. Amen. Thursday, March 29th, 1984. September, March 31st, 1984. The Glamorous Life album, vocals and production. Sunset Sound Studio 3 assumed. Producers, Sheila E. and Star Company assumed. Artist Sheila E. assumed. Engineer Prince assumed. Assistant engineer Peggy McMcquarrie also assumed. A quote from Sheila: "It seemed like only 5 minutes ago that he persuaded me to sing a duet with him. Now he'd convinced me that I should be the lead singer in my own band. We worked 3 days solid without sleep because we were both so excited about the project." Sheila E. No documentation from March 29th, 30th, and 31st has been located, so the specifics about these sessions are unclear. Fortunately, Sheila E. Shed some light on this period in her 2014 autobiography. In March 1984, I began recording vocals on some songs that Prince and I had chosen for my album. As always, we worked together really well, so it was easy to meet in the middle. The next few days were a mix of writing, recording, singing, playing, and staying up all night. Additional percussion and Sheila's vocals were added to several of the songs on her album, including The Glamorous Life, which verified that it was no longer being considered as an album track or even a B-side for the Apollonia 6 album. After rearranging the music and adding other musicians to the song, we were really happy with it, recalled Sheila. It was very percussive, and it had a catchy melody incorporating all the black keys on the piano so that it almost sounded like a nursery rhyme. And the song was simple, commercial music, even if it's funky and soulful. Sometimes needs to be simplified in order to appeal to a broader audience. Simple melodies and simple rhythms often create hits because they're easy to remember. Prince also brought Jill Jones into the studio for additional vocal work on several of the tracks from this project, including Oliver's House, The Glamorous Life, Noon Rendezvous, and Next Time Wipe the Lipstick Off Your Collar. Mhm. The exact date of her new vocal work is not known. Man, once again, Jill Jones comes in as the clean up woman,
Yes.
and tightens up some tracks.
Yeah, tighten up. Yeah. So there's some amazing comments in the chat. I want to start off with Marcus G's. I met Sheila E after the Purple Rain concert for less than 30 seconds. She signed my notebook paper and touched my hand. I was 16 years old and I didn't wash my hand for days.
Marcus, I feel
Yeah, real talk. Awesome.
Lord.
Welcome, Celie. Celie's traveling man. All
Yeah.
right. Yes, of course. And then Ricky saying time album template was more like the Ohio Players template.
For sure.
It's one low key homage. And yes,
Sugarfoot.
Sugarfoot. And then there was another quote I love this comment from TP saying, I'm thinking he thought about adding Sheila to his roster of acts. Once the time fell apart, he probably realized he needed another related act on tour. So that's a good point.
Well,
All right.
the time was still together, I think, though.
No, hadn't they already had the I thought I don't know.
Maybe they already had that concert where Morris walked out.
Yeah.
That's right, because it was on the album.
Yeah. So because the time didn't open, for Prince on Purple Rain, because it would have been amazing to have another triple threat tour, because it could have been Sheila the Time and Prince and Revolution. That would have been pretty awesome, actually, in my opinion. So I think it's interesting that for The Bird was huge, Jungle Love was huge, and yes, Rodney.
Did you give?
Yes, I have a little of the.
There we go.
Yes. I'm not gonna play it all, but I don't know. I love this intro music to this. Yeah, but I'm not gonna play it.
Yes, Lord. Yes.
But yeah, yes.
But did you give back to the church?
Yes. All right. So we are at the end of What Did Prince Do This Week? But we're going to have our salon portion of our conversation afterwards. So far in 1984, Prince has recorded 27 new songs, Erotic City being the new song of the week. And he has had 59 studio visits total. And I'm not going to go through all the songs, but you can see them. And again, you can find the slide deck on the website for our book club. And if you go to the bottom, and if you click on this, it will take you to a database that you can play around with. So let's get to our music break, our salon portion of our conversation. And yes, Lenny, that is correct. Lenny says, I do believe that Prince Sheila also recorded at the famous Fifth Floor Studios in Cincinnati that burned down. I think you're absolutely correct. And because I remember reading that somewhere.
I do believe. Where's that from?
I don't know.
I do believe something. There's some graffiti bridge, Morris. I do believe something left me. Billy left me. There's.
I don't remember that.
No more, kid. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Random Morris quote.
Okay. We love random Morris quotes, so it's totally fine. All right. So here you got to bear with me because this is really important to me. This past Wednesday was the 100th birthday of Sarah Vaughan, if she would have lived. So it's the centennial of Sarah Vaughan. Sarah Vaughan is actually my favorite vocalist of all time. And I just love this photo of her. And I think this is a colored photo, but I love that it's lilac, almost purple. So I chose this one to share with you today. And if you wanted to, if you ask me where should you start, because Sarah Vaughan has a gazillion albums and box sets, this is where I would point you to this compact jazz compilation. And it's a series with other jazz artists, and I would suggest this one. And on the back, you'll see that it features Clifford Brown, Quincy Jones, Zoot Sims, Roy Haynes, the Count Basie Orchestra, if you know your jazz. It's on Mercury Records. It has all of my, not all of them, but the majority of my favorite Sarah Vaughan songs. And in the company playlist this week, I added The Sweetest Sounds, which is probably my favorite Sarah Vaughan song of all time, as well as Tenderly, which is a very close second, if not tied for number one. Lullaby of Birdland is amazing. And the one song that's not on here that is one of my favorites is called The Nearness of You. But I put in a clip of her performing The Nearness of You, which is my favorite clip of Sarah that you can find in the accompanying playlist. So yes, Chris Bournet knows what's up. Actually, Sarah Vaughan's nickname was Sassy. So yes, happy centennial to Sassy. Thank you so much for all of the happy birthdays to Sarah. She definitely deserves it. And she was born in Newark, New Jersey. And Christina, yes, I hope that you will. Yes, the incomparable Sarah Vaughan. I'm so excited that you guys know about Sarah. And we got a yep, that was in Graffiti Bridge from SMS 130. That means I need to watch Graffiti Bridge again. So also want to talk to you about the one and only Corey Henry. Last Sunday, I went to a church in Brooklyn to hear Corey perform because Corey grew up in the church. And it was a transformational revival, much needed spiritual reawakening for me. Amazing show. If you click on this in the slide show, it is a little clip from the service, and you can actually find me if you look really hard. You have to find me really, really hard, but I'm in there, and it was an amazing, amazing night. It was like it was for Palm Sunday, and he has a new album out called Church that you can stream. So I highly recommend that you check it out if you're into church music. And my favorite song off the album is Another Day. I've been playing it every single day when I get up in the morning. It's an amazing track with Pastor John P. Key. And if you want to check out Corey Henry and you're in the New York area, he will be performing at Webster Hall, his secular music, but I'm sure he'll probably be playing songs from his album Church as well on May 22nd at Webster Hall, which is where I saw one of the Revolution shows post Prince. So it's a really great venue. And he's also performing in other cities. So go to his website and find out if he will be coming to you. I am so happy. JJ Loves Prince loves Corey Henry. Yeah, speaking of church, y'all watch gospel on PBS? No, I'm going to have to check it out. Thank you for letting me know. All right, so another thing I want to talk about is Mohini Day. If you don't know about Mohini Day, just Google her, YouTube her, Instagram her. She's an amazing bassist. And there's this awesome interview that Rick Beto did with her talking about how did she get so good. So it was really nice hearing about, and her father was really instrumental in getting her to pick up the bass and stay with the bass and become this amazing musician. And Rodney said, did someone say PBS? Yes. Kim said gospel on PBS. And yes, thank you so much, Moninir. And rest in heavenly peace to Louis Gossett Jr. for sure.
Absolutely. Rest in peace, sir.
Yes. And Lenny says, I saw that interview. She's awesome. She is, don't sleep on Mohini Day. Incredible. And I love the bass. So that's one of my favorite instruments. And so I was just delighted. And Chris Bournet is saying, I love Rick Beto's channel. It has a lot of interesting commentary about the state of the music industry. Yes. Corey Henry did do a beautiful cover of Purple Rain at the North Shore Jazz Fest. And I'm not usually a fan of others performing Purple Rain. Thank you for reminding me of that. I will put that in the accompanying playlist. And yes, Mohini is dope. And yes, for those who celebrate, happy Easter for sure. And then Purple Cat Confetti, Corey Henry saved on my Spotify list. Amazing. Definitely check out Another Day. All right. So that's the end of my music break. We're going to get back into the purple world. Thank you for indulging me, but music is so important. And yes, Dorothy, Webster Hall is still open. Yes, yes. It's still going on. And I didn't know that there is another song from Jill Jones' album called "Some of Us." Thank you for letting me know because I didn't know the second single got released. And yes, Kyle Christian, Corey Henry's song with Eric Gales is fire. And speaking of Eric Gales is going to be performing with Mono Neon at the Blue Note during the week of the Symposium, and we're going to talk about that because I have those dates. And yes, I love this modern era. Music is love. It channels love through the ether. It's ethereal. Love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I love your Rude Boy because controversy is mine. And then we got AJJ132 saying, is this the 37th anniversary of Sign of the Times, March 30th, 1987? Yes. And then let's see. Wow, Mono and Gales. Yeah, actually, it's going to be 2 to 3 nights because he has different guests. But we'll get to it in a few seconds when we actually go through this. Now, I've talked about the PopCon, but the reason why I'm talking about it again is that they actually posted the entire George Clinton keynote on YouTube. So if you click on the link in the slideshow or you go to the accompanying playlist, you can actually hear the conversation. That's Danielle Smith, the author and music journalist, talking to George Clinton. It was an amazing keynote, so I highly recommend that you check it out. And they also put up the full keynote of Wendy and Lisa. And so if you want to listen to that, again, if you click on the slideshow or go to the accompanying playlist, you can listen to the entire conversation. So many thanks for the PopCon because they didn't record everything. They only recorded key parts. Obviously, the keynotes would be key. Da-da-da. And I just wanted to give some love to Prince's friend. I didn't participate in this because work has been really, really crazy, but I'm sure some of you participated in his annual Prince Madness singles versus deep cuts. And again, if you click on this link, you can go directly to his show, and it's also in the accompanying playlist. I'm curious, did anyone participate? And if so, like, what were your 2 songs that you ended up with? Just let us know.
What up, Eloy?
Yes. Oh, Heavenly Gains. I already know. I already got my tickets for Bilal. We talked about this a couple shows ago, but actually you just reminded me that I should put it back into the slide deck, and I will because Bilal is performing 2 shows at the Blue Note on April 29th because he is performing Love for Sale, his unreleased album, which is the best album of all time that came out after his first album, Firstborn Second. And it's like one night only that he's performing this album. I hope that he performs it song for song, but I don't know if that's going to be true, but that would be pretty amazing. So thank you, Heavenly Gains. I really appreciate that. And there's so many. Every day is a Prince holiday. So Keith is saying Prince and the Revolution Live was recorded on this day in 1985. There's you just can't keep up with them. There's so much, just so much to keep up with. Okay, all right. So again, we're still celebrating the 20th anniversary of musicology, and March 29th, Paisley Park is doing something special. So obviously you should head out there if you are able to do so. And see, JJ Loves Prince is saying it's the 38th anniversary of Parade 2. I think the release date was 3/31. There was a lot of things released around the anniversary 30 and 3/31. And you can get.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I just like that JJ points out that you could get the new releases on Tuesday. Everyone remembers that Tuesday was release day. Do you remember that, Michael?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was going to say, did anybody go to the event last night in the chat? Paisley Park?
Did anyone go to, did anyone go to this?
I saw a few little clips online. but I didn't get a chance to really watch or hear how it was.
Yeah. I'm sure like sometimes there's a delay in comments. So just let me know if someone comments about it. Because we want to know. And obviously, Michael B. and Sonny T, alongside a slew of others, including the one and only Levi Cecil Jr., Tony M., Tommy Barbarella, The Stills, Margaret Cox, and lots of other people will be joining them for Saturday, April 20th in Minneapolis. So I know a lot of people are heading out for that. I wish I could teleport myself there, but not able to. Obviously, I am super excited, but I'm definitely going to this show, which is Law, and Law will be on a roundtable for the symposium, and he was nice enough to line this show up with the symposium. I'm so grateful for him for doing so. So definitely get your tickets so we can support Law. I already got my tickets. I'm super excited. If you've never seen Law before, you gotta go see him. I'm sure if you Google YouTube, do your Googles, as Michael Dean would say, on YouTube, you can see some live clips. And actually, I'll try to put one in the company playlist. And Funkatopia actually had Law on alongside Martin Kimber, and they had a really amazing conversation. So if you want to learn more about Law and his musical pedigree, which is very long, I had totally forgotten that he had performed for a year and a half with Amy Winehouse, which is pretty amazing. It's so many. I can't even begin to start to basically talk about all the people that Law has worked with, including George Clinton. So
the cool thing about Law, he just has that he know how to put on a show. Like that's them. Like he knows how to get up there. He's gonna keep you captivated, through the singing, the guitar playing, the dancing, all. I mean, he just puts on the show, and I love that. That's something that we need. And he continues that, and of course, his lineage of where he comes from, you can see it. But yeah, Law's dope, man.
Yeah, so he's like a triple threat. Not only can he play, he can also sing, and he also dances his butt off. So you will not be disappointed. So for anybody who's coming to the symposium, I highly recommend that you get a ticket, because you're going to be experiencing FOMO the next day on the first day of symposium, when everyone is going to be talking about how amazing Law was, because I know he's going to be amazing, because he always is. That's just who he is. Welcome, Danielle. Thanks for being here.
What's up, Danielle?
All right. And then the next day, we will have our 3 days of the symposium. I already talked to you about the fashion contest, and we'll talk more about it again next week, because we have one more weekend before we're less than 2 weeks away from the symposium. I'm so excited to see Michael Dean in person, so that we can.
Excited to see you.
Yes, I can't wait. So we can do What Did Prince Do This Week in person.
Live.
So, yes, live. So for our regulars who won't be able to make it, we won't be streaming through our normal platforms. The live stream is going to go on the Symposium website. So just remember, if you want to tune in, just go to the Symposium website, and you can get to that with the bit.ly link. Let me put this back up. The bit.ly link, which is bit.ly/Erotic City 40, or you can go directly to eroticcity.polishsolid.com. So just be aware, in case you don't want to miss your reading for the week and you want to be in the meeting. So that's how you can be with us during that time.
But if you can come in person,
yes,
please do. And sit in the front.
Yes, please do. And if you can, and if it doesn't add too much weight, bring your books. But if it's going to add weight, I totally understand, to your suitcase.
Or we're going to have fans too. I guess.
We're going to have fans, but the fans aren't going to have the book on. The fans are going to have Erotic City on it. So FYI.
Unless, never mind.
Yeah, it's just
if you printed the part we're reading on the back, within that opens a whole can of worms.
Yeah, that's the reason why I didn't do that. I wanted to, but I was like, I don't want to. Yeah, you understand. So
this is a business.
Absolutely.
absolutely. Okay. So I think Chris Bournet is still here. I'm sorry you had to wait this long, but I'm about to reveal to you, I'm super excited about our keynote this year. I was going to wait until tomorrow to do this because I'm sending emails to everybody. But oh my God, Kim, this is so funny. Will there be ushers? We need some ushers for sure with gloves. So I'm so excited. And I thought that, you know what? You guys are so special to me, like logging in every single Saturday. Yay, Chris is still here. So I wanted to reveal to you who the keynote speaker is, and I am super excited. And it is none other than Von Terry. And for those of you who don't know who Von Terry is, it is Von Terry of Lewis and Vaughn. And Lewis and Vaughn are the fashion designers who created all of the outfits that Prince and Sheila and others don during the tour.
Nice.
So I am super, super, super excited that Vaughn has agreed to join us. And I'm hoping to rope him in and actually, yes, clean. He's always clean. Yes. So you want to be clean on Saturday because that's when Vaughn is going to be speaking. And I'm hoping that he will actually judge the fashion contest on Saturday. I'm going to try to, yes. So I'm excited. I'm so happy. I'm going to put all of these up here. Thank you so much that everyone is as excited as I am. Yes.
I can't wait to hear what his recollection on things. That should be awesome.
Yeah, he's amazing. And I love that Anne says, I have gloves. Yes. And yes. 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 They're yes. So they are.
Yes, they're black.
Yeah. That's them. Lewis and Vaughn, Los Angeles. And before they actually designed for Prince, they were designing for Earth, Wind, and Fire.
That picture right there, that style, that just reminds me of like my dad and how I saw brothers when I was a kid. That was the get down with that hat. I don't even know what that hat's called, but with the suit, the afro and stuff. That was considered, man, you was flyer than fly right there, like suited and booted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can see the introduction of the curl coming where my man's pulling a little hair down, picking it down a little bit. That was just before brothers went and got them curls, but you could see where it's starting to come in. Like, oh, okay. You got to have your little curl dripping off the front. Feel me? So
yes.
Man. I love it.
Yes. And what's Kim saying? Well, it's looking like he's in Lakeside in that pic, because of the helmet.
So I'll play it.
Yes, Modern Air, you're actually really good. So you are absolutely correct. The reason why they started designing for Prince was because of Earth, Wind, and Fire had the same management as Prince. So
my guy PJ.
Yeah.
Mr. Perry.
Yes. I love this. Slick and elegant. Yes, I love D says, for sure reminds me of beloved uncles rolling up to that family reunion clean. Yes. So I can't stress enough, on Saturday, you really want to be clean because, we want to represent for Von Terry. And again, I'm so excited that he said yes to join us. I can't wait for our conversation. All right. So we're talking about Erotic City 40. We're less than 2 weeks out. I'm going to do a longer conversation about Erotic City next week because I've been talking too much about music, our music break and all of that. But I hope that you will join us on Friday, April 12th through Sunday, April 14th in Brooklyn. And it will be in one of the same venues we were at last year, which was 370 J Street. We're not going to go to Pfizer, which is where we were for Love Sexy. I'm trying to keep it simple this year and just have it one place. Let's see. Oops, didn't mean to do that, but you didn't see it anyway. Okay, Mono Neon at the Blue Note, April 9th through 14th. Again, if you're coming in early and you're coming in from out of town, or you're in the tri-state area and you want to do stuff pre-symposium or during the symposium, you can go to the Blue Note and see Mono Neon. Actually, on April 11th and April 12th, he's playing with Eric Gales, because Eric Gales came up in the chat a few minutes ago. And then you can see he's playing with some other folks on a couple of the other dates. And there's 2 shows every night. There's a 8 p.m. show and a 10:30 p.m. show at Blue Note in New York City. And again, if you click on the link, it will take you to Blue Note's site from the slide deck, which is on our website. And then there will be a music video jam Pris edition the Sunday night for those of you who need more, and that DJ Fritzo, DJ Monday Blue, and Chinesha are doing. And again, I'm so grateful for my Purple friends who are doing these things to align with the symposium. I didn't ask them to, they just did it. And I just so grateful that they wanted to align with the symposium. So I hope that you will support them. And I'm sure this will be amazing. I've heard DJ Monday Blue DJ, and she's just incredible. And I'm sure that DJ Fritzo is just as amazing. And everyone should know about Chinesha if you've attended any of the symposia. She will be participating as a roundtable panelist this year. And again, if you need something to do that Sunday night, it's going to be at that bar in Brooklyn, not that far away from our venue. And then I didn't have time to put in an additional slide, but for those of you who know Robin Shumays, who will also be participating in the symposium, she's doing a burlesque performance that Sunday night as well, because she's graduating from burlesque school. So if you want to go see a burlesque show, you should do that to support Robin Shumays. Yes. Yes, shout out to Robin. And yes, Kyle, Lewis and Vaughn also styled Jesse Johnson, the pink lace suit. That's Lewis and Vaughn. So thank you, Kyle.
Wow.
And Smitty Rock, you're absolutely right. Mono Neon and Eric Gales, you can't beat that. And let's see.
I don't know this. Did Mr. Vaughn, his partner, did they do the time as well?
Yeah, well, I know I'm trying to get some clarification on what's exactly they did for the time, but they did do some, specifically for Ice Cream Castles. I think they crafted the suits that's on the album, but I don't know that for sure. But that's what we're going to talk about, during our keynote. And let's see. Then at Paisley Park, they're doing a night to remember. Again, for those of you who are able to get to Paisley Park on April 21st, there's a special event going on there. And obviously there's celebration.
We can't see the slides.
We can't see the slides. Thank you. Going too fast. Yeah. And night to remember, again, slideshow, click on the image. You can get to where you can get tickets, but it's through Paisley Park's website. And then obviously celebration, June 20th through 24th. I'm really looking forward to it. Celebration is always an amazing time to be with Purple family. And obviously just being at Paisley Park is really special. I absolutely love the sound system in Paisley Park. It's like one of the best sound systems ever. And I'm very excited for just celebration. It's just that time of the year. And that reminds me, I actually need to put, I know why I haven't though. I'll wait on that until I get some confirmation. I'm super excited about this COM 30 virtual symposium, August 10th through 11th, because COM is one of my favorite albums. And then we're also going to continue to celebrate the Diamonds and Pearls Super Deluxe box set, because we didn't talk about it enough. And I think it would be great to revisit it 1 year later, starting in October. And it's going to fall on Michael's birthday and my birthday. So yes. And I think we're at the end of our time together. Oh, awesome. I can't wait to see you, Sandra. Thank you so much. And what we're reading next week. So Mila, you can catch up. See, actually, I still have the previous day. So there are only like 6 pages for this past week. And then the previous week, there were only 5 pages. And this upcoming week, there's only 2 pages. So anybody behind in the reading, you can catch up because there's only 2 pages to read for next week. And that's going to be 307 to 309, which will be Sunday, April 1st through Wednesday, April 4th. And yes. Okay, yes, Mila. All right. And yes, and happy Easter to those who celebrate. So, Michael Dean, how you want to take us out? Oh, I've been like rushing. I've been thinking like we're going to be so over. It's just 1:35, but that's okay.
1:30. Oh, you're on the East Coast. Well, again, another great show. Thanks for having me tag along. Thanks to everybody who was with us this morning and watched and participated in the comments. We love it. Please continue. Please like and share this with your friends. Put it out there to the rest of the community. And we'll see y'all back here next Saturday. You feel me? But until then, work it like a job. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.